All right, what's your name?
Mike.
And where are you from?
I retired out of Illinois.
Really? I'm from Illinois.
Yeah.
What part?
West Central, Peoria area.
I'm from Springfield.
Okay, there you go.
Very cool. How long have you been full-time?
Almost 6 years.
Wow, that's awesome. So what's your rig that you full-time in?
I have a Cameo, 37-foot Cameo, fifth wheel.
Very cool. Way bigger than ours. What made you want to full-time?
It was a lifelong dream. And when I retired, that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did.
How long did it take you to do it after you retired?
Immediate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You already had it planned in the works?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So you are a single RV'er, technically.
Yeah.
But what does your family think of you RVing, like traveling?
It's just that I am doing what I want to do, and they understand that, and they're okay with it.
That's good. Do you get to see them often because you travel so much?
Maybe once every 2 years.
Cool, cool. Did you have any previous RVing experience before you wanted to do this lifestyle?
Just when I was a kid, my parents, we traveled up and down the East Coast, and we were in, back then, it was travel trailers. And we did that for 5 years with my dad's job.
So did you have to do a lot of hands-on experience when you started this?
Yes. I didn't know anything about it.
Do you have any stories to tell about learning the hard way?
I guess the one thing is the same thing everybody else learns the hard way is the black tank.
I have some of my own stories with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definite thing. So did you do a lot of research online then about how to hook up and what to do with the RV and stuff?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah. No,
So can I ask, what did you do, like, before you retired? What was your
I was
occupation?
an electrician.
Oh, okay, so you're kind of handy, naturally.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and my husband are not, so you would be okay. So where all have you been since you've been 6 years traveling?
About every state in the Midwest. And as far west as New Mexico and up through Colorado and then.
Any favorite places?
The Black Hills of South Dakota.
That's a place you'd recommend?
That's I do summers there at the KOA by Mount Rushmore. And I love it.
Yeah. So do you work camp or no?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay, very cool. So meeting you here, you are not a work camper here. A majority of us are. So what is there, like a method to your traveling? Do you just go where the work is or the weather?
Well, this winter I'm kind of thinking about not working. It'll be my first time in 6 years of work camping not to work during the season.
Oh.
So just to take some time off.
Very cool. Any issues you've had as a single RV'er? Like with backing up or anything like that?
Not as far as that goes, but work camping is very difficult for a single.
Got ya. Kind of in the same boat. I don't work camp, only my husband does, so
Yeah.
some people are picky.
Yep.
But you've, for the most part, been able to find a job work camping.
Yes. Yes.
That's good. Are you mostly at campgrounds or are you boondocker at all?
They're just campgrounds.
Got ya. So, as people just heard in the background, you do have pets. How many do you have?
I have 13.
13. So, can I ask why so many?
I'm part of a rescue group. Started out that way in 2008. And they've just kind of added on ever since.
So what's the rescue group name?
Lovachin Rescue, and we mainly deal with Japanese chin.
Got ya. Did they ever give you any trouble?
No.
No,
The
they're
dogs,
pretty
no.
good.
Yeah.
Does any campgrounds ever give you issues?
Yes, they do.
What kind of issues have you had? Like people?
Too many dogs.
Do you have to pay a certain amount?
No, they just don't allow you.
Oh.
Yeah. And even here they said 2-dog limit, and I said I really don't care. I'm not here full time.
Got ya. So you have 13 beautiful dogs that you've rescued. Is there any possibility for more?
No, not right now. No, we're full.
What's the dog you've had the longest?
The one that's about ready to go.
It's the black and white one, right?
Yes, the big black one, farthest side, the speckled one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How long have you had that one?
She was a puppy when we got her.
Oh, okay.
She's 8 weeks old.
So
Wow.
that's been 10 years.
Wow. That's very cool. So what's the newest one that you have? How long have you had the newest one?
The newest one, I got 2 of them at the end of May. And they're both 8 years old, one male, one female.
Is that the one you were telling me about that couldn't go without the boyfriend, the
Yep.
girlfriend?
Yep, they're in love.
I think they're up there in the doorway,
Probably
loving on
so.
each other.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, if you don't mind, what's the sleeping arrangement? Do they sleep wherever they want?
Yes. Yes. And
So, are they like the kids that basically do what they want and sleep where they want?
pretty well sleep where they want. You know, it's kind of like the pictures you see on Facebook all the time, where I got that much room and I got that much room. That's the way it is.
Yeah, very cool. So how do you go around and walk them? Do all at the
don't.
same time?
That's why the fence.
Oh, okay, got ya.
And usually the yard is about 5 times bigger than this.
For sure. Do you ever have anyone come up to your RV and ask if, like, how many dogs you have, or?
Not necessarily. I had a deal at the state park in Texas where the head maintenance ranger asked me how come I had so many. I had to explain to him why. And then one day, one of the other rangers was taking a group of bird watchers down the street to go bird watching, and they walked by, and I happened to have the dogs out, and he just went like this to the crowd and said, "Over here we have our dog exhibit." And we had people there that came back week after week to camp just to see the dogs.
That is so cool.
So
So for the rescue group that you're involved in, is that like a nationwide thing?
they do nationwide, yes. They started out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and now they're out of Minnesota, but they have people all across the nation right now.
So did you have to go all the way up there to get each one of them?
No. I was living in Illinois when I started doing this
Ah.
in my own house, and then we would do transports and whatnot.
I see. So how many dogs did you have when you started to be full-timing?
When I started to be full-time, and I had 6.
Okay, so it's just the family has slowly grown.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And every dog has problems, either mental or physical.
And I know that I've met a blind one,
Yes.
which is a gorgeous dog. And then, did you say you had a deaf one?
I have a deaf one. He's the Cavalier King Charles. The Pekingese is the blind one. The one that's on the top step, right inside the door, 5.5 years ago, she went totally paralyzed and had to have surgery to fuse C1 and C2 vertebrae in her spine. And then she's been fine since then. I have 2 of them that have seizures, one that has collapsing trachea, one has back problems. So I have a variety of things.
So are you always having to be close to a vet just in case? Like you immediately have to know where the vet location is?
I always know where the vets are in the area that I go to.
Got ya. I don't have dogs on the road, so is there some kind of dog health insurance or something?
It's too expensive for me.
Oh, got ya.
Yeah. But yeah, they do have dog health insurance. If you only have one dog, it's worth it. But yeah.
I see. Very cool. Companions on the road. I love it, and I love that you rescued them and that they're adopted. We had 2, and we adopted them before we became full-time too, and I love dogs, so major props to you. What are your plans for your next adventure?
This winter we're going down to southeast Texas around Houston, and then next April we'll head back to Black Hills of South Dakota.
Got ya. Any plans to go back to a house, living large?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You love the lifestyle?
I love the lifestyle.
It'll probably be a while.
Yeah. The freedom is very nice.
I bet. Do you have any advice for people? Because there are so many people who love to do this kind of thing like you do and rescue dogs. Any advice for people who want to be full-time and do this kind of thing you're doing?
I would say the only advice is to keep your mouth shut when you go in the office to register and not tell them how many you've got. And that's what most people do. But because of my numbers, I always let them know.
Got ya. Just be respectful. Any advice for just full-timing in general?
For full-timing, I would do it. If you want to do it, you might want to start out by doing it like in a Class C or something, on weekends, take some week-long, 2-week-long trips, and make sure that if you are married or are a family, that you're compatible to be in such a small area.
Very true. Oh, Mike, thank you so much for the interview. I really
welcome.
appreciate and love all your dogs, and wish you guys well this weekend when you head off.
Well, Lovachin started out in 2008 with the hopes of rescuing a few dogs, and their first 5 years they rescued over 1,000 dogs, and they've done very well.
That's amazing.
It's a very good group of people.
So if anyone's wanting to adopt or rescue a dog, I will put the link below this video so you guys can do that and check that out.
And they can also go on petfinder.com.
That's
Excellent
right.
place.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Okay, thank you.